All right. So hello everyone. Welcome to the second edition of Adyogi's product webinar, Decoding Adyogi platform. We are very excited to have you all here. I hope you're all set because we are about to have a super informative session with our product team here. So to introduce myself, I am Muskan. I'm a product marketer at Adyogi and I'll be your host for the session. As panelists today, we have Shriram, lead product manager at Adyogi, and Pranab, team lead of the Adyogi product team. So without any further ado, let's set agenda for the today's session. Pranav and Shriram will be taking you through some key features of our Adyogi platform along with their use cases, post which we will have a live Q&A session where you can send in your queries related to what we discussed during the webinar or otherwise. Hope you guys enjoy the session. Over to you, Pranav.
Thank you, Muskan. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Muskan. Good afternoon to all of you, and we're excited to take you through the second edition of the Adyogi webinar. Without further ado, we'll jump right into the webinar and start with the process. I'll just share my screen. Just let me know if my screen is visible. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Pranav.
Sure. So let's just jump right into it. Got it. So the first development that we have for you is a quicker analysis of your campaigns from the Adyogi dashboard itself. And when I mean by quicker analysis, it's more about your actionability and comparability. Now, with this specific feature, we have crafted the user journey starting from the top level, which is your platform analysis, and then going down to levels such as your campaign analysis and your asset analysis. Now, along the journey, you would be seeing the insights and the performances of your, let's say, your campaigns and your assets. And then the best part about this specific development is you would be able to take certain actions basis that insight. So let's just jump into the platform. Under your platform with analytics under granular analysis, let's go to the platform analysis. Now within platform analysis, the moment I click on view placements, you can see that we are running certain specific campaigns under, for example, let's say Google. Now within Performance Max, I can see that my campaigns currently, then these symbols denote what is the specific performance of your campaign. Now within the campaigns, I can see that 2 of my Performance Max campaigns are performing efficiently. The next 2 are not performing that great. And then 6 are performance with the general trend range. Now jumping right into it, now these are all linkage pages. So let's say if I see something on the platform analysis, I can just directly click on the specific campaign and which will lead me to the campaign analysis page. Now going to the campaign analysis page, I can click on the campaigns and see what is the specific performances. Now within the page, you can see that all of my Performance Max campaigns are currently listed here. And you can see that there is this color coding within red and green. Now, how does this color coding denote the performance of a specific campaign? Now, let's say in this case, my Performance Max campaign reference range is 251. So any campaign with a reference range of 20% above my summary ROAS range is a better performing campaign. In this case, these 2 campaigns at a 330%, 374% are a better performing campaign. And any campaign with the reference range that is 20% below the reference ROAS summary, this ROAS range are a non-performing campaign. So in this case, let's say pick up this campaign, which is a non-performing campaign. Now, how do I sort of give a quick analysis to it? Now, within this, I can specifically say that, let's pick up these 2 specific campaigns. Now, within that, I see that both of these are comparably spending with a difference of 5,000, roughly 4,000 around. You can see that these campaigns are both spending from a difference of 4,000. They are generating a huge difference in the revenue specific case. Now, I can specifically see that, this specific campaign has a better ROAS in terms of revenue generation as compared to this campaign where I'm specifically spending comparably at a lower specific revenue rate. So with this gives me the option to sort of quickly, take an action on the specific campaign. And by action, we mean that we can specifically go and pause the specific campaign to sort of not hamper the overall performance. Now, coming back from the Performance Max, let me just open Facebook for you guys. Now, within Facebook, I can see a lot of these campaigns. And then again, you can see the reference range in terms of your ROAS. Now, let's pick up a specific campaign. Now, again, against this campaign, I have seen, let's say, 2 assets. Now, within these assets, I have 2 assets that are better performing, 3 that are not performing, and 1 that is an average performing. Now, I can specifically click on these specific asset numbers, and which will lead me to the asset analysis page, where I can see which of the assets are better performing as compared to the rest of the assets within that specific campaign. Now, I can see that these 2 are better performing with a reference range with a ROAS that is currently in green coded. Now, again, the same logic applies that if it is 20% above your ROAS range, which is a better performing asset, then in case if it's 20% below, it's a non-performing asset. Now, any specific asset that is falls within the 20% benchmark of above and below, that is not neither better performing nor, let's say, non-performing, that falls within an average performing ad set. So in this case, this is an average performing ad set. Now I can click on the specific ad set and then, take a specific action, either to pause it or, let's say, to further go and optimize it. Now, a biggest use case for this would be to see, let's say, in case if I want to optimize my campaign on the go, I can either go and pause the campaign, or I can deep dive into my ad sets from the linkage from the platform to campaign to ad set, and then see how my ad sets are performing. So this gives you a better understanding as to see how your campaigns or your ad sets are performing on the go, and then, pause and enable those specific assets as and when required for further optimization. Going back to the slide. Now, again, we have rolled out the Google search term and keyword analysis on the platform. Now, this helps you analyze your search campaigns under your analytics section. Now, under the keywords, you can see your specific keywords, what are the performance of a specific keyword, and then reference, it also goes for your search term, where you can go to your specific search terms and then see how your specific search terms are triggered based on certain keywords. Going back into the platform, you just need to go to your granular analysis, and within that, we have the keyword analysis. Now, under keyword analysis, we have a list of keywords that currently range to your specific account. Now, I can specifically pick up a specific keyword and then see what is the performance of that specific keyword. Now, in case, let's say, if I analyze the keyword, I can click on the specific keyword, and that's a general paradigm that we follow on the platform, where we want to provide linkages to certain section reports of the platform, so that it gives you certain actionable insights when you, let's say, land on a reporting page. I can, let's say, click on a specific keyword. In this case, it could be cushions. Now, let me pick up the keyword. Now, within this keyword, I land on the search term that got triggered because of the keyword. Now, within Google, you search certain specific keywords, and then search terms are also generated based on your keywords. Now, within these keywords, I can see the search term that got triggered because of it. Now, within that, you can see all the search term and the specific performances. Now, basis these search term performances, you can also go back to your keywords and then bucket those keywords basis exact match, broad match, and phase match. So whatever your, let's say, your keyword performances show you, you can go back and then bucket your keywords and to get a better performance. You can also use the specific report to also, enable negative keyword optimization as well. So in this case, let's say if I'm searching for a specific keyword and this specific search term, which contains a location, gets triggered. Now, I know that these Indranagar and Chennai and this, let's say, Mahabaleshwaram are negative keywords, because I'm not promoting from my online ad, I'm not promoting offline store visits. So I know that I can sort of use these specific keywords to add them as a negative keyword. So now this also helps you to define your negative keywords, your bucketing of your specific keywords into phase, broad, and exact match, and then see how your search terms are getting triggered and what is the total overall performance on your search terms basis whatever keywords that you're targeting. And now this happens to be a very dynamic field. You can also sort of optimize your keywords basis the performance that is coming for the last, let's say, 7 days or 14 days. Coming to the next slide, which is basically you're simplifying data for our users. Now, this is a feedback-based development that we have, induced on the platform. Now, what we mean by data sources is, so on Adyogi, we have a lot of matrices or a lot of data pointers that we pick up from multiple sources to create custom views and, data centers for you, where you can go analyze the performance of your overall account at the dashboard level, or let's say at the reporting level. Now, one of the feedback that we received was to understand how are we picking up data and collating data, and how are we calculating those data pointers on the platform itself. So if we go back to the platform on the dashboard itself, now on the dashboard, you can see that within certain matrices, you have certain icons that are presented. So in this case, you have the organic, matrices, which is such as spends, revenue, purchases, where we are sourcing this data directly from the platform, from your Facebook and Google ads itself. And you can see that this is the collated spends and in terms of revenue as well. So this is a collated from your, let's say, your marketing platforms. In terms of, let's say, your revenue, this is currently derived from your website backend, where we have given a symbol as to in case if it's a, let's say, a specific store-based website. So we are collating your website revenue from your website backend. Now, in case, let's say, if it's a custom metric such as CRR, which Adyogi is currently calculating, you can see that it contains an Adyogi logo and the formula for that specific metric, that how we have calculated it. So in this case, you can see this is the total spends divided by your total revenue, which we collect from your Facebook and Google compared to your website revenue. And now this feature is live across all the reporting pages and granular pages across Adyogi. So in case if, let's say, if I land on my reporting section, now within my reporting section, I can see for both Facebook as well as Google that this contains a uniform view. And let's say in case if you hover on this, you can see that this is the number of purchases you made on your ad. This is data we are sort of exporting from your Google AdWords and likewise from your Facebook ad account. Now, these are your basic funnel and ROAS view, where you can see that we have, let's say, a mono data source point of view. In case we have custom views such as orders view, where we sort of collate data from multiple points to create one specific view for you. You can see that we have collated data from overall spends from your Facebook and Google, then your website revenue from your website backend, and then we have also calculating this CRR metric. That is a custom metric from Adyogi. And then you can highly signify it basis the icons that we have denoted next to these matrices. In case of GA view, we're also doing the same effort where we are collecting spends and clicks along with sessions from your GA, and then a custom metric that's session per click and CPMT from Adyogi's custom derivative formulas. So, this gives you a visibility as to how your specific matrices, where the data is being sourced from, and it also creates a transparency with the user as to see how we are sort of calculating those data pointers to collate those specific custom views for you. Coming to the poll time, I think Muskan, you can pick this up.
All right. So I'm sure you guys must have absorbed a lot of information till now. So what was your favorite feature till now? First is quicker analysis, that is actionability plus comparability, the way we have linked performance analysis, platform analysis, campaign analysis, and ad set analysis pages. Second is analysis of Google search terms, made Google search campaigns made easier by the linking of keyword analysis pages and the search term analysis pages. And third is simplifying data analysis for our users through trend charts and through mentioning the data sources. So just like know your sources, you can know different where your data is coming from on the Adyogi platform. So what was your favorite feature till now? Mention it in the poll over here. And yeah, 5 more seconds for the poll to end. Drop in your answers. All right, so thank you for the answers. We can move ahead with the value features that you definitely shouldn't miss. Over to you, Sriram.
Good afternoon, all. Thanks for joining into our second version of Decoding platform. I hope you found the pointers which Pranav mentioned over the last month's update helpful. So let's quickly get into the value features. So the first value feature which you want to talk about is one-click population of creators into your discovery campaigns. So now we all know how discovery campaigns could be really helpful in terms of getting your mid and top funnel traffic onto your website. And discovery tends to be more affordable in terms of bringing traffic to your website rather than your final bottom funnel conversion campaigns. It's much easier to create discovery creatives directly from Adyogi platform. So now let's say if you have to create both Facebook and Google ad platform separately, then you would create one Facebook and then you have to go to Google again and then duplicate the same ad in Google by putting in images and all. With Adyogi, you don't have to put in the effort of doing it in two platforms. Your duplication gets reduced significantly. All that you need to do is you can just go into Adyogi platform. You can go into the creative section where you will see an option of populating your ad into both Facebook or Google campaigns. You can click on populate into Google campaigns and then you can choose the campaign where you want to populate, or you can choose the Facebook campaign where you want to populate this creative into, thus reducing the amount of time you're putting into creating this creative on multiple platforms. It's not just creation, but we also ensure that you update it at one single place. So you update this creative once over here, which will get updated on both of your Facebook and Google platforms. So again, you don't have to do this updation in multiple places. So let's say you launch a creative, you want to make changes to the coupon code which you have put on the creative, then you just do it at one place rather than doing it at multiple places, which significantly reduces your time. So one-click discovery population is something which you can give a try from Adyogi platform. I'll also probably take you through how we can do that from the platform. So you go into the campaign manager, go into the ad section. So you'll find all the creatives which you have in the ad section. Now you can click on these three dots. You will find populate into Facebook or populate into Google campaigns. You can click on populate into Google campaigns, which will show you all the campaigns where you can populate the creatives into. You can choose the campaigns and click on populate, so that it's more like a single click population for you into multiple campaigns where you want to populate. So this reduces the amount of effort which you put in terms of creating the status on multiple platforms, plus also saves time in terms of updating them. We also allow our smart ads to be populated into discovery. So normally when you try to create a campaign onto your discovery creative onto your discovery campaigns, you cannot create a catalog link that. So you will have to manually select 10 products and then create an ad. With Adyogi, you can create a catalog in that where you say that, okay, I want to populate my, for example, a shirts category into discovery. What we will do is we'll automatically find out your best products from your shirts category and then keep on rotating this product on every 3 days, which also ensures that your ad blindness is completely reduced and you're not showing the same set of products to users. Plus, you're not updating the ad again and again, which is a manual effort which you have to do anyway. Moving on to the next feature. So we have a weekly diagnostics report. So this is, again, this is just like our path reports, which you have in terms of your medical diagnosis. So we have come up with a diagnostic report for your performance metrics. So we suggest you look at this report at least once in a week basis. In short, this report tells you about what is your performance of your campaign overall account in the last 7 days against your month to date and against last 2 months. We also have a reference range added against it. Now, for example, in this case, if let's say your add to cart is at 5.7% in the last 7 days, and the reference range for your industry is at 10%, then you can benchmark your performance against your industry peers and see where are you performing currently, and take a call on which all metrics you need to improve. So, for example, in this case, you don't have to go and find out whether your CPM is lower or CPM is higher. You don't have to optimize for your CPC, but technically you have to optimize for your add to cart because add to cart is the only metric which is not in range. So you can go deep into your campaigns, find out which all campaigns are not working well, which are campaigns are working well, then take a call on where you want to make the changes. So weekly diagnostic report helps you to take this quicker screenshot of where your campaigns are going wrong, and then go into that particular metric to get that result. Again, diagnostic is available under the optimization section. So you click on optimization, you go to the diagnostic report. You will see the diagnostic report for your account, where let's say, for example, you can check this add to cart is currently at 8.7. You will see action required against it. So for all the metrics where there is an action required, it is where you're going against the benchmarks. It is not in line with the benchmarks. You can click on the view here option, which is available, which tells you what all can you do to fix this metric. So there are some recommendations available over here. You can go through the recommendations and take necessary actions related to that to get this fixed. Okay, moving further. Yeah, there is a poll which we have on these two features. If you have anyone already used any of these features, let us know which is the favorite feature which you have used. Or if let's say you are going to use it from going forward from now, then let us know which feature interests you the most. It's either the one-click creation of Google campaigns or the weekly diagnostic report.
All right. So to reiterate, the population of creators in Google Campaigns helps you to create a creative at once and populate it into Google Campaigns. So you don't have to, create a creative every time that you want to use the same creative in different campaigns. Secondly, weekly diagnostic reports are basically like your medical reports that you receive. So you can basically check the reference range of each and every metric which is important to your brand, let's say add to cart, repeat customer rate, etc. And then you can just check which metric is within the reference range and which is not. So you can check this report on a weekly basis. And yeah, so if you've used this feature till now, let us know. And all right, so we've received a lot of answers till now. We can move on to the next section, which is roadmap ahead.
Yes. Clearly, it seems like the single click creation for Google seems to be the winner here. We have 83% of people voted for it. Cool. So we'll move on to the next set of our features. So we wanted to give you a glimpse of what you can expect in the coming month, what we have in the roadmap for the coming month. So the first one is enhanced product selection for PMAX campaigns. So currently you can select PMAX campaigns, you can select your category and run a PMAX for your category. We are bringing in more enhancements to it where you can identify your non-impression products, you can identify your non-click products. So we tend to call it zombie products where, let's say, if some of your products have not even got one impression, then you don't know what is the potential of that product. So you can create a product set of all those products and then use them in your PMAX campaigns, use them in your Facebook campaigns. So that's an update which we are bringing in. So the next one is the mobile-friendly version of Adyogi platform. So this is Now we have gotten the request multiple times on having a mobile friendly version where you can do all the optimization on the go, or you can check your stats on the go. So we are rolling out the mobile friendly version in the coming month. Here is just a glimpse of the dashboard. So you'll have the page responsive towards your mobile. You can check all your stats in one go. So here you'll see all your important metrics, and with the trend graphs, you can see for the last 7 days. You have again all the reports clubbed over here. So you can check all your report sections directly from your mobile view with actionability. So you have an option of enabling pausing your campaigns. You can check your campaign metrics. You have all the views which you have in your web dashboard at a mobile level, which is more useful in terms of a mobile friendly user section. You can do all the filters which is available in the desktop version. You have a Facebook Google toggle. You have an option to change your duration. So all the actions which you were able to take on the web app can be now taken on your mobile app also, and it's mobile friendly also. It is responsive to your mobiles. It will be more than helpful for you to do all your optimization on the go now using your mobile version rather than having to reach out to your laptop every single time. Yes. Moving on to the next one is so we mentioned that we are rolling out a Harley ABO feature on Adyogi platform last month. So we've already rolled it out as a beta version for our beta testers. We have few clients who are running it already on the beta version. So now certain features which are launched out in the ABO is that we have added more visibility for the users. Now you can check what is the reason for which an ABO ran and why did it increase budget or decrease budget. So let's take this example. Now you will have this log section available on the platform against ABO, where so this is the configuration which you have set. Increase the budget if the ROAS is greater than 3.2x and if your impression for today is greater than 5,000, and do not increase if the max budget cap is greater than 1,50,000. So if you see over here, so these are all the campaigns. So this is the first campaign where the ROAS is 7.2x and the impression was at 51.6k, which is meeting the criteria which are given. So the budget has increased from 1 lakh to 1,10,000, which is a 10% increase. Second case is where it did not meet the criteria, so we did not make any changes. So all this information will be now pretty clear to you, and then you can check what is the change which the system has made and why this changes has been made. So this also you can expect to go live within this month for the all the users. Currently, it's in beta testing. We are will be going live with this feature pretty soon on the platform. Cool. So that's pretty much on the value features and what we have ahead in the platform. Over to you, Muskan, for Adyogi community update.
Thank you, Pranav, and thank you, Shriram, for this insightful discussion. So, folks, in case you have any queries related to today's topics or otherwise, do drop them in the chat box below or the Q&A section. In the meantime, let me give you a quick brief about our Adyogi community. So, we have recently launched our very own community to create an environment of learning and unlearning the concepts and myths related to performance marketing. We have a wide range of people in the community, starting from experts, enthusiasts, D2C founders, partners, to answers any query that you might have related to performance marketing. In addition to answering your queries, we also have a wide range we also share a lot of industry-based insights and optimization tips on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis, and which will help you grow your e-commerce business. The homepage will give you access to all the things we post, and we also help you keep updated with everything that is going on the platform. So you can join specific groups for specific information. So under the group section, in case you want to know about specific features or related to the Adyogi platform, you can join that particular group, and we'll keep you updated through emails and through these posts. Not just this, you will also have free access to the Adyogi ebooks that are also there on our website. You will also have access to the webinars, as I mentioned in the beginning of this session. You will have access to the recording of this webinar as well as the previous webinar that we conducted. So yeah, if in case you have missed anything or in case you have any doubts that you would like to go through again, you can check out the recording of the webinar in the webinar section on the left hand side. So do join the Adyogi community, and yeah, let's grow together. We are now open to questions. So start dropping in your queries or any kind of doubts that you might have related to the Adyogi platform. All right, so we have one question which is related to one of the topics that we covered previously in our previous session of the Decoding Adyogi platform. That is, can we import the ad set from Ads Manager to Adyogi platform? And what are non-managed ad sets or what are non-managed campaigns basically? So, yeah, Pranav, would you be able to take this off?
Okay. So on the Adyogi platform itself, a non-managed asset or a non-managed asset is one which was not created on the Adyogi dashboard itself. So it could have been created on your Facebook platform or let's say your Google AdWords. So by default, we pull all your non-managed assets back into the Adyogi platform for Facebook when you onboard with us. For new clients and for existing, we have already done the same. And to access that, you can go to your dashboard under the campaign list page. For more filters, like the campaign ownership is non-managed, and you would see all the non-managed assets. And also in the reporting pages, you can go and select under filters, campaign ownership is non-managed. So anything that is not created from the Adyogi dashboard that doesn't follow the certain nomenclatures that we have is a non-managed asset, and then we pull it for Facebook currently, and we are currently in the process of sort of doing it for Google as well. So very soon we'll be rolling out a process where we'll be pulling your data for your non-managed Google assets. I hope that answers the question.
All right, thanks, Pranav. So we have another question, which is regarding the first value feature that we discussed during the session, which is one-click population of creatives in the discovery campaign. So the question is, in case I've populated the same creative in both Facebook and Google campaigns, and I make changes in the Facebook creative, so does it impact my Google creative as well? Shriram, will you be able to take this up?
Yeah, so it's more of not just Facebook or Google creative, so it's a single creative. Oh, so as I mentioned earlier also, so you can make changes to the creative. This will get affected onto both your Facebook and Google. So we wanted to reduce the effort of you going to each and every platform and then making these changes. So you make change at one level, which is on Adyogi, where you change the creative and it gets pushed onto both of your platforms. Now, Facebook would want the data to be received in a different column and Google would want to be received on a different column. That is something which platform handles, but it gets affected onto both of your platforms.
Understood. So make note of this. It gets affected on both of the platforms, so make changes accordingly. Next question is, how do you calculate the benchmarks to identify which campaigns are performing well and are highlighted in green and which ones are not? So I think this is related to the color coding
Yes.
section that we covered. So Pranav, could you take this up?
Sure. And I'm happy that we got this question. So, going a step back, let me just again rephrase this concept. So when you land on the placement analysis, or let's say your ad campaign analysis or ad set analysis, which is currently visible under the analytics tab. So if you click on analytics tab, you land on the specific reporting section. So when we talk about the performance and see what is the color coding. So let's say in case if your reference age is 100, and that is the summary reference range for your entire performance of your campaigns or ad sets or placement level, the summary that you see at a ROAS level. In case if it is 20% more than your summary, so let's say in case if your ROAS is 100%, if it is 20% more than your 100% ROAS summary range, which is 120%, any campaign or ad set above that 120% would be considered as a good performing ad set or a good performing campaign. And let's say anything which is below 20%. So in this case, if it is 100, that is your average ROAS performance, 20% below would be 80. So anything below 80 would be considered as a non-performing asset. Could be a campaign, could be ad set in any way. And anything which is in between. So let's say in case if it is between 120 and 80. So anything in between that reference range would be considered as an average or a normal performing creative or an asset. So anything which is above 120 would be color coded as green to give you a quick understanding that this is a better performing asset. Anything below 80 would be considered as a red, would be color coded as red to tell you that this is a non-performing. And anything which is the normal color where we do not have any color coding would be considered as an average performer. So now this should give you a clear understanding as to how to quickly view your campaigns and your assets without having to go and then go to the reporting pages and see what is the performance. So, and based on that, you can take certain actions such as pausing, enabling those specific assets. I hope that answers the question.
Thanks, Pranav. Maybe if you could present your screen once and share with the users how they can check this
Sure.
benchmark on the platform
got it.
itself.
I just got it. So folks, under the analytics, let's go to granular analysis. Now within granular analysis, let us go back to campaign analysis. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
So within that, let's see the prospect campaign. Now within that, we have a reference range of ROAS as 300%, which is 30x. Let's just click on this to view all the campaigns that are below the prospect bucketing. Now within that, pick up the reference ROAS range as 300%. Now anything which is above 20% of 300, which in this case would be this campaign having a ROAS of 420%, is color coded as green. Now if you hover on this, it also tells you that this is 39 or let's say 40% more than your prospect ROAS for that selected duration, which is let's say whatever the duration that you've selected. And then this is comparedly being picked up as a good performing campaign. Let's pick up this specific campaign, the pause campaign. Now within that, you see this is the reference range. This is let's say 20% or below. So in this case, this is 28.2% less than your prospect ROAS range. Now this is a non-performing campaign, and hence we have paused this specific campaign because that is not performing efficiently for us. Now anything which is in between your 120 to 80, let's say 20% above and 20% below. In this case, this is basically this specific campaign, which is let's say between your current reference range of 20% above and below. This is considered as a normal performing or a normal average campaign with a normal performance. Now, and this basis this, and for every section that you have, we pick up the reference range from the summary range or from the summary ROAS range. So for campaign, you're picking up from this. In case, let's say at a campaign level, if I let's say click on this specific ad set, it would take me to the ad set page, and then we'll pick up the reference range from the ad set table itself. So by default, if I pick up this, now within this is the summary or the average ROAS range, and I can pick up, let's say for this specific ad set, if I hover on this, I can see that this is 156% more than your ROAS range. That is 20% above your ROAS range, and hence this was a good performing ad set. I mean, this has been paused due to certain, let's say, marketing reasons, but then in that case, this is the color coding structure that we follow across the platform when we want to analyze the performance of the campaigns or ad sets as a whole. And folks, if you have any further questions regarding this, we'll be more than happy to answer this because this also is a very quick analysis for you.
Just to add to what Pranav mentioned, so this also kind of helps you to get a guidance towards checking these metrics. So let's say if you're checking directly on Facebook or Google platforms, then you might not have this color coding. So we kind of tend to miss out on a campaign which is spending more and then not giving performance. We might have a second campaign which is spending less but giving a good amount of performance. So this gives you a clear indication that you have a non-performing campaign in between and you have a performing campaign at the bottom. So we should technically try to change the targeting or fix the non-performing campaign, or pause that campaign and give more weightage to the second set of campaigns which is performing well. Maybe give the budgets to those campaigns so that you can spend more efficiently rather than spending on the campaign which is not performing.
All right. Thanks, Pranav and Sriram, for explaining the color coding system to us. Next question is on automatic budget optimization. So it says that can ABO affect my campaign budget indefinitely, or is there a way to cap it? So I think in the roadmap ahead, we mentioned about hourly ABO, which we'll be seeing very soon on the Adyogi platform. But before that, we also have an option to cap your ABO, that is automatic budget optimizer, on the platform itself. So I guess Pranav will be able to explain you how you can cap your campaign budget and how you can set the benchmarks in your ABO and use it to your to improve your campaign performance.
Definitely. Then that's a very right question. So ABO, the concept of ABO is to automatically adjust your budget basis the performance. But we've also safeguarded you against the indefinite changes that ABO can bring to your specific campaign, where you can set up a budget cap for increasing and decreasing. I'll just present the platform for you. So in this case, if you go to automations tab, under automations for budget optimization, we have the ABO. Now, let's say in case if you open the conditions for ABO, now you can set up your specific conditions basis the increased percentage as to how much you want to increase your campaign by basis whatever metric that you choose. So it could be ROAS for your, let's say, last 1, 3, or 7 days. And then you can set the reference range for your ROAS. We've also given the option to set up your campaigns at basis the impression. So in case if you also want to have an impression level cutoff, you can also set up your impression level cutoff.
Now, Pranav, could you present your screen? It's not visible.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let me just present my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, so quickly recapping, under the automations tab for budget optimization, you can see that there is this phase of budget optimization. Now let us just open the optimization tab. Now within that, you can set up your increased budget and your decreased budget cap, where how much you want to increase the budget of your campaigns by what percentage. And then you can set up the benchmark for it. So in case if you want to, and then currently we do it on basis 2 benchmarks, which is ROAS and impressions. Now, if I want to set up my benchmark basis the ROAS for last whatever number of days that I want to select, and then I can set up the ROAS reference range. And then I also have the option to set my ABO basis the impressions. So in this case, I have the impressions for last 3 number of days. Now this is what we select for ROAS, and then I can set up my impression benchmark. So in case if my impression benchmark is not crossed, that campaign will not get picked up. So in this case, I can set up that specific matrices. Now this is just basically for setting up your ABO. We've also provided this option to benchmark or safeguard your campaigns against exceeding the budget targets that you have. So in this case, you can set that the budget should not be more than, let's say, 2 lakhs. Let's say 20,000, 2 lakhs, or whatever the amount that you want to set. So for increased case, you can set up an upper budget cap. So in case, let's say, even if your campaign qualifies for the optimization, but if the budget has hit, let's say the cap, which is, let's say in this case would be 2 lakh, we will never increase the budget of more than 2 lakh. And similarly, it goes for your decreased case as well, where let's say you can set up the bottom budget. So it can, so let's say in case if you have a very non-performing campaign, it can keep on decreasing the budget until and unless it hits the cap of 2,000. So any campaign that is currently at a budget cap of 2,000 will not get reduced further. So by this logic, we have safeguarded your campaigns from exceeding the budget target and then going below your lowest budget minimum available. So this should safeguard your campaigns, where your campaigns will still keep performing, but you can efficiently decrease or increase the budget of your campaigns based on the performance of your campaign. And then you can set up the optimization where you want to pick up the optimization. As an added feature, just want to pick up quickly that you can also go ahead and exclude your specific campaigns from your ABUs as well. I hope this answers the question.
Yes, thanks, Pranab. Any other questions that you would like us to answer, please drop it in the chat box below. We have 2-3 other minutes to go ahead. So again, we have one question. What are the optimization rules in Adyogi which are not available in Facebook? So we have a lot and we would like to take them up. But to begin with, there are some features like smart ads that we have on the platform. Automatic budget optimization is also something that we have developed on the Adyogi platform. Yeah, on that note, I think Sriram would be able to take up this question. What are the optimization rules in Adyogi which are not available in Facebook? So basically how Adyogi comes over and above the Facebook ad account or ads manager.
Yes. So I would, as Muskan mentioned, we have multiple optimization levers which we have provided. I would like to take just one specifically, which is a product stop loss. So again, Facebook and Google platforms provide you pausing your campaigns or changing campaign budgets to their rules. But pausing your product is also one of the important optimization levers which we often miss out on. So the general trend which we have as soon as your performance goes down is that we go to your campaign targeting and then change the targeting, or probably we change the creatives. But we tend to miss out on whether the products which are running in the campaigns, are they active, are they in stock, or if they are not of cut chases or broken chases. So what we have brought in is something called as a product stop loss, where you can mention that if let's say a product has spent certain amount of money and it has not given you certain amount of ROAS. So for example, let's say you say that if I have spent 5,000 rupees on a product and have not got at least 3x from the product, then I want this product to be paused from being promoted in the ads. This has a significant improvement in your performance, where let's say your non-performing product stops showing in the ads and starts allowing the next set of products to come up, which will reduce the ad blindness, which will increase the visibility of your new products, and users can purchase those products rather than showing the old products which are not getting converted. So yeah, product stop loss is one lever which you can enable out of Adyogi, which is not available on Facebook.
All right, it would be great if you could present our screen once
Yeah,
and show the users where this is accessible. So stop loss feature on the Adyogi platform.
Yes. So again, go into the automation section, and you can just scroll down to the bottom of the screen, where you will see stop loss for products. So here you will have an option of exclude if my products here is more than what percentage, and the spends is greater than 3,500. You can give the duration to check. You may not want to do it on daily basis. You can do it on last 3 days, last 7 days, and when you want to run on this. So this essentially keeps looking for your products which are bleeding more money without any performance, and automatically removes this. Pausing a creative or pausing a campaign is much easier, because you would not have more than 10 campaigns, 15 campaigns, and it's we know what we are running on these campaigns. But checking each product one by one, pausing it manually is going to be a huge task. which if done via this system takes care of this pausing, and all the products which are not performing will be automatically removed from your campaigns.
Thanks, Sriram. So this is where we wrap up the session. You can register for the next product webinar on July 6th. That is first Thursday of every month. Come join us. Check out the registration link in the chat box below. And yeah, see you soon. See you next month. Thank you for joining in. Bye-bye.
Thank you everyone for joining. Have a great day.